going in.
Welcome to Niagara. Woo!
Niagara is definitely known for its iconic Niagara Falls, of course. But did you know that Niagara is filled with tons of other waterfalls you can visit? And a lot of them are accessible completely by yourself and also great for swimming, unlike Niagara Falls. A couple of summers ago, we decided to go to a bunch of local waterfalls and check them out for ourselves. So this is kind of a synopsis of what each waterfall is best for and how easy it is to get to them. First up, we have DQ Falls.
This is DQ Falls.
DQ has both an upper and lower falls. DQ is in St. Catharines off of DQ Road. I would say this waterfall is best for swimming. The lower falls is a cascade and takes about 15 minutes to hike to, while the upper falls is a plunge and takes a little bit more, about a 30-minute hike. You can swim at the upper falls, as well you can swim at the swimming hole. The hike is a bit steep, so you have to be kind of careful, especially if it has just rained. I'd give the hike to both of these falls about an 8 out of 10 in difficulty. Next up we have the Devil's Punch Bowl. The Devil's Punch Bowl is in Stony Creek in Hamilton. I would say this falls is definitely the easiest to see without a hike. You can easily walk to the top of the falls and take a look down just from the parking lot, and this is maybe a 1-minute hike. However, to get to the bottom of the falls, it's more like a 30 to 45-minute hike. I'd say this hike is not easy at all if you want to get to the base of the falls, and I'd give it about an 8.5 out of 10. There is definitely no swimming here. Every time I've ever visited this falls, there has been very little water flow, and it'd be very difficult to try to swim here. To access this falls, you have to take Ridge Road in Hamilton. Next up, we have Beamer Falls. Beamer is probably the best falls if you want a hike and a waterfall. Beamer is made up of 2 separate falls, an upper and a lower.
We found the upper Beamer Falls. I believe it's called a washboard type of falls.
You can see the upper falls from the road, but to get to the base of it is incredibly tough. I would give the hike to the base of the upper falls about a 9 out of 10. The lower falls is a much easier hike, but with some very steep steps. I'd give the hike to this falls about a 7 out of 10. The swimming here is practically non-existent, unless you're okay with swimming in a lot of very dirty, not very deep water. Next up is Rockaway Falls. This is definitely my favorite falls in Niagara. Rockaway Falls is positioned in Rockaway, oddly enough. You can see the top of the falls from the road, but to get to the base of the falls it's about a 30-minute hike. The hike is along a portion of the Bruce Trail. I really enjoy the swimming here. It depends though what time of year you come and how heavy the water flow is. I give the difficulty of the hike here about a 7 out of 10. Next we have Swayze Falls.
With the flip-a-wee, oh I got it, it's Swayze.
Swayze Falls is definitely best after rain. There's usually only water in spring or right after a giant rainfall. Swayze is a ribbon falls. It's situated in Short Hills Park. The hike to the top is easy and takes about 5 minutes, while the hike to the base is about 20 minutes, but also it's not very tough. I give it about a 6 out of 10. Swimming is shallow because there's barely any water flow here. Next we have Louth Falls. Louth Falls is located in Lincoln. I say this waterfall is the least busy of all the waterfalls we visited. The falls is located along the Bruce Trail, and the top of the falls are easy to get to, but to get to the base, it's definitely the toughest of any of the waterfalls we trekked to. I would give it a 10 out of 10, especially when it's muddy and this is next to impossible. This falls is good for dipping your toes in, but because you can basically only get to the water at the top of the falls, it's not really safe for swimming because you might go over the edge. Next we have Balls Falls, which is made up of two falls, an upper and a lower.
So this is the upper falls.
Now we got it.
This is the best 2-for-1 location. Balls Falls is located in Lincoln. Swimming is really a no-go here, but both falls are really easy to hike to and to see, so I would give it about a 3 out of 10 for difficulty. Both the falls are classical cascades, but keep in mind the parking here is pretty pricey, unless you show up super early before the parking fees kick in. Next we have Felkers Falls. Felkers Falls is located in Davis Creek in Hamilton. This falls is the easiest to hike to the base, so if you really want to get to the base of a falls, I would recommend this one. Felkers is a ribbon waterfall. It's very easy to get to both the top and the bottom, so I'd give this about a 4 out of 10 in difficulty. The swimming here, however, is more of a shower situation and not really a swimming spot.
I think that's about as close as I can get without getting drenched.
Our last falls is Albion. Albion is in the Red Hill Creek in Hamilton. I'd say this falls is the best view from the top. Albion is a classical cascade falls. It's incredibly easy to get to the top with lots of parking options, but it is technically illegal to go to the bottom. The swimming used to be good, but again, you can be heavily fined because quite a few people have actually died here, so it's not really safe to hike to the bottom anymore. These are just a few of the waterfalls you can visit in Niagara. Which ones have you been to?
Yeah.
Which one's your favorite? Can't wait to check out more